Yo, what's up, y'all? That's right, baby. It ain't easy. Talk to him 3 times. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the second segment of the Shakeback Sports Show right here on the Big Game Christian Sports Network. It's your boy, Willie Epting Jr. Checking in live, loud, and in color, man. Of course, on Facebook, and Facebook. Through my personal page, through the Facebook page for They Call Me Mr. U, the BGC Sports Network Facebook page, the Shakeback Media Group's Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube. Can I still say this? I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care if they are X. And of course, thank you guys out there, man. We are so appreciative of all of the love and support that you have provided to the network and to the media group over the past several years. We got a lot more to get into. So let's just go ahead and get this party continuing. All right, so this second segment, it is being brought to you by Intense High School Football Action. It is actually back. It started on August 25th with the Crowley Eagles and the Birdland Hawks, and it also started with the Dunbar Wildcats as well as the Wilmer Hutchins Eagles. I'm telling you right now, we are covering all season long the Crowley Eagles as well as the Dunbar Wildcats. Both schools are in the Fort Worth area. Actually, Dunbar is in the Fort Worth Independent School District. Crowley is in the Crowley Independent School District. They're all on that side of the Metroplex. And these two teams will be looking to make their marks in 5A, I believe it is, and 4A, respectively, throughout the rest of the season. Make sure you check them out or check us out as we are out there in the mix doing big things. Of course, BGCSN1 and BGCSN2. All right, so let me finish up from the first segment where we were talking about the history-making events that we continue to see in our country and around the world as the 19 conspirators or co-conspirators or alleged conspirators to overturn the Georgia election in 2020 have all been turned in, or they've all turned themselves in rather, and been booked and been fingerprinted and all those things. And I was focusing on really one person left. And of course, that is Mr. Harrison Floyd himself. We're going to get to that, back to that in just a second. But I also want to let everybody know now that we are live on the screen. I welcome your comments because what I really want to do, or what I really want to find out, is people that are in different countries than we are, people that are outside of the United States. And that includes, of course, Canada and Mexico, too, who are our border states. But what I want to know is the thoughts and opinions of people from around the world as to what we are witnessing currently and have witnessed in the United States over the last couple of years in terms of it being the most dominant democracy in the United States. All right, real quick, back to Mr. Mr. Harrison. Harrison Floyd, I was talking about it in the first segment. What makes you so different? You're still, as of take time, you're still in the big house, one of the most notorious county incarceration centers in the country. And what makes you so different? I can tell you what makes you so different. And I'm just going to say it. And I don't care about what you think. It's the color of your skin, period. Because everybody else that's a different color than you are not there. So I don't know. All right. So let's get to some, you know what? Let's get to some NFL, because I got a special edition of Did You See That? And it's really going to be a poll for you guys, because I really love interaction from the audience, whether it's live or whether you come back and you make a comment later. I will shout you out. And oh, by the way, I got to do this too, because this is special to me. The Big Game Christian Sports Network and One Guy's Way. One Guy's Way is the parent company, of course, of the network. And I was nominated, not only nominated, but I actually happened to win the most improved personality on the network. And, of course, you know how I am, man. I get to thinking about things, and, I get to contemplating things and start wondering, why did this happen? How did this happen? First of all, I want to thank the BGC Sports Network and One Guy's Way, OGW for the nomination. I want to congratulate, of course, all of the nominees that were involved in this. But again, it gets me to thinking, why in the world did me, Willie Epting Jr., how did I get this? Is it because You
absolutely, undoubtedly, unquestionably, 100% completely suck.
Is it because what The Rock said, or is it because of what Jalen said about his brother Cameron when we were at the batting cages a few years ago? And that was this.
What are you doing? You suck.
I would personally like to believe it's because of this. I would like to think it's because of what Tina Turner said. As much as I adore, I shouldn't say adore. You shouldn't. Should you adore a grown man? Twitter poll? Should a grown man adore another grown man? Yes or no? As much as I respect The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and as much as I love my boys Jalen and Cameron, I would like to think that the reason why I won was because of this. All right, enough of the humor. Enough humor. Let's get back to this. We got some NFL talk to get to because I actually do have a for real segment that is called "Did You See That?" and it's actually going to result in a poll question because this involves the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we have been doing a round robin of quarterback rooms of each division. And last episode we did the AFC North, and we talked about how Deshaun Watson is going to expect it to be improved. We know what's there in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow. We know what's there in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. But what do we really know about Kenny Pickett? I mean, we know that he started 49 games at the University of Pittsburgh, who coincidentally they played in the same exact stadium. We know that he was the Steelers' first round draft pick 2 years ago in the draft. We know all these things. We know that he doesn't have the strongest arm, but what we do know also is that he's a veteran. He knows how to play. He knows how to play the game, and he's not fearful whatsoever. But what we also know is that he is a dog, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because do you know that in the offseason, Kenny Pickett went back and looked at the film of every single one, his incompletions from last season. That's work. That's work. So it has me thinking,
oh my God. Oh my God.
So I actually have a video and a question. So let me do this. Let me play the video first, and let's play the video first, and then we'll get to the question. Here we go. I should have already had it ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, forgive me, y'all. Here we go right here.
Pickett down the near sideline, and that ball is hauled in. George Pickens with the reception, 35 yards against Natron Brooks.
Yeah, just an unbelievable throw and catch. You're giving your guy.
Pickett down the near sideline, and that ball is hauled in. George Pickens with the reception, 35 yards against Natron Brooks.
So the reason why I played that, and for everyone that has had an opportunity, and let me say this, we appreciate the replays on all of the social media platforms in terms of the video part of the show. The reason why I wanted to go there is because there are so many people out there that simply believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are so much improved that there is no way, and I mean no way, that they are going to finish anywhere other than either second or third in that division. And also, there's no way that Mike Tomlin is going to suffer a losing record. Now, let me tell you something about Mike Tomlin. This dude took the Steelers to the playoffs 2 years ago with a team that had no business being there. Now, they got a little lucky, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So as Vince McMahon comes out to,
No shit. What you got?
so there's no chance that the Steelers are going to A, finish in fourth place in that division, B, finish with a losing record. You know why? Because Kenny Pickett and George Pickens and the connection that they say that they have is so much more improved even from last year. Now look at Pickens. Pickens is a freak of nature, and he doesn't get a lot of love for whatever reason, but that, my friends, is about to change. This dude is a speedier Dez Bryant. He's a better route running wide receiver than Dez Bryant. He's got all the size. He's got the hands. He's got the dog to go out there and win those 50-50 type balls like Dez used to do. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Dez Bryant. And oh, by the way, I want to ask the people out there, is Dez Bryant a Hall of Famer? I'll get back to that. Terrell Owens, you can compare him possibly to Terrell Owens, but this got me to thinking, and it's going to be a poll question on the Twitter at SHK BK Media GRP on the X. I got some things that I want to, I got a couple names that I want to, because this is the thing. If they're going to be as good as people say they're going to be, think about the quarterback wide receiver connections that have been over the past. You've had Dan Marino and the Marx brothers. You've had Eric Coryell with Dan Fouts, John Jefferson, Kellen Winslow, and of course Charlie Joyner, and others in history as well that I may not be able to remember all of the nicknames. But if Kenny Pickett and George Pickens are excellent and continue to excel, what should their nickname be? Should it be 1, 2 picks? Should it be 2, pick to pick? Should it be 3, pick squared? Talk to me. Hit me up on Twitter or even or on Instagram or even Facebook for that matter. You can hit me up on LinkedIn. You can even send me an email. Send me a text. 2 picks, pick squared, or pick to pick. I like them all. And ESPN, you better not steal my stuff. I'm telling you right now. Fox News, you better not steal my stuff, because I'm going to tag y'all when the full show airs later on Saturday. That's 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time on the network, BGCSN 1 and 2 through the TuneIn app. That's something that I want to know. Pick to pick, 2 picks, or pick squared. There you go. All right, we got about 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes left to go in the second segment. Let's switch gears a little bit to some baseball, because my weekend audience, they do not get a chance to hear me talk about baseball too much, but I'm going to say something about it for the rest of the segment, because we've witnessed possibly really just a sad event in terms of Shohei Ohtani. Of course, he is the do everything pitcher, DH, whatever you need him to be, baseball player, let's just call it that, for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And I shouldn't say the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I should just say the LA Angels, because they don't do that anymore. They play in Anaheim, but they don't do that anymore. But of course, it was revealed that he had to leave his last start, because of arm fatigue. Well, it turned out to be that he has the torn UCL in his pitching elbow. And of course, that injury requires Tommy John surgery. He's already had 1 Tommy John surgery back in 2018. However, this is different because you fast forward 5 years, and we're looking at a guy who many people thought was going to be getting upwards to $500 to $600 million in a 10, 11, 12-year contract deal. But now that's probably gone. And the question even remains, is Shohei Ohtani ever going to even pitch again? And for a person that loves that sport more than any other, for a person that played that sport better than any other, it's a shame, because we were just like what I talked about in the first and part of this segment. we were witnessing history in the making with what this dude is doing. I mean, 40 home runs for what, the second straight year, maybe the third. This guy hits the gun consistently at over 100, but then will have an excellent velocity off of his bat or over 100 in the same game. We've never seen that before, ladies and gentlemen. We've never seen that before. So it's really sad if he is no longer able to pitch, or whether or not he decides that he's not going to pitch, or whether or not it is decided for him that he's not going to pitch. Now, shout out to his toughness, because that dude is still in the lineup. And I honestly don't see how you can do it, but I need to do some research. I'm not a doctor, nor have I ever even wanted to be a doctor or play one on TV for that matter. But what I am saying in terms of being able to have at least halfway intelligent conversations with people, the UCL injury is the ligament in the elbow. And if I'm not mistaken, it attaches the muscles in the lower arm and the upper arm. That's what I'm thinking, because the rehab on that thing is a year plus. Now, he's not going to pitch for the rest of this year, obviously, and he won't be able to pitch anytime next year. But I want to know, how is this going to affect his hitting? And because he's not going to be able to pitch, or it's looking that way that he's not going to be able to pitch anymore, how's that going to affect the bottom line in terms of his contract value? I mean, it has to affect it by a great deal, I would think. I mean, because you're getting two pitchers in one. So think about it from this standpoint. Who's the highest paid pitcher in the game right now? Is it Garrett Cole? I want to say it's Garrett Cole. What, 245 million or something like that? So Ohtani can pitch just as well, if not better at times than Garrett Cole, who could be on his way to a Cy Young Award for a Yankees team that absolutely sucks, like The Rock said. But how is that going to affect it? Because when you look at it from that standpoint, he's two players in one. He can beat you with everything, and he can even swipe a bag for you if necessary. This dude is 6'4" and like 220. They don't make him like that, man, for this dude to do everything that he's doing. So I'm like, yo, how much do we think it's going to cost Shohei Ohtani because of the fact that he's not going to be able to pitch this year, next year, and possibly even beyond that? Man, I'm thinking it's going to cost him at a minimum of $240 million. $240 million, because if Garrett Cole is getting that now, but Garrett Cole got that like 2-3 years ago, I'm thinking it's going to be at least that amount. And as baseball fans, we should be saddened, because everything that we were witnessing from Shohei, probably we will never see again in our lifetimes anyway. And that's the sad part about it. All right, come on back on the other side of the break. We got to finish up this show real strong. We're going to get to some Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we're going to talk about the quarterback rooms in the, I believe it's going to be the NFC North. Willie Epstein Jr., the dopest engineer in the game, Big Day, Shake Back Sports Show. Y'all come back and holler at us.